Virtual retail.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically, we're looking at the Dubai Meta Mall.
Right.
We've got info straight from their website. And, well, our mission today is to really unpack what this thing is, how it works, and maybe what it means for you.
Yeah, and what jumps out right away is the sheer ambition here. This isn't just, another online shop with a fancy interface.
Okay.
The Dubai Meta Mall calls itself the first virtual shopping mall in Dubai and the world. It's run by Meta Mall Digital Marketing.
The first. That's a bold claim.
It is. And the core idea, they stress, is creating a live interactive experience, not just a static website catalog.
Right. Live and interactive.
Yeah.
So beyond just browsing pages, what can you actually do there? What are the experiences?
Well, the website breaks it down into several distinct areas or zones. First up, there's the fashion district.
Right.
They pitch this as a real high-end luxury destination. Think elegant virtual stores aiming for a sort of 5-star vibe.
5-star virtual.
Oh, okay. Yeah, showcasing designers, both Arab and international. They mention names like Mariam El-Shabani, Jordan Stewart. Focusing on luxury stuff. Abayas, evening wear, and daily new arrivals are part of the promise.
So the focus, especially with designers like Mariam El-Shabani, seems maybe targeted towards a specific luxury market.
It could well be. Catering perhaps to an affluent audience already comfortable with high-end brands, but now in the metaverse.
Interesting. So instead of flat photos, you're meant to feel like you're in a boutique.
That's the idea. And it's not just fashion. There's also a world of beauty.
Okay.
Described as a major global event within the mall for beauty, fragrances, skincare, showcasing the latest products.
Like a virtual trade show almost.
Kind of, yeah. And then something quite different, a yachting area.
Oh my.
A yachting area. They call it a luxury marine event. You can virtually check out the latest yachts, boats, the tech involved.
Seriously, you can virtually walk around a super yacht.
Apparently so. They even mention exploring rental and customization options. Columbus Yachts is listed as a partner for luxury rentals.
Wow. Okay, that's definitely not your standard online shopping category.
Yeah, at all. Then there's World Art, an art exhibition space, modern art, global culture, connecting with artists, maybe even investing.
Art galleries too?
Uh-huh. And naturally, food. International cuisine promises a diverse, upscale range of virtual restaurants and cafes. Yeah. Arabic, Italian, Japanese, French, you name it.
So the vision is you could browse a fashion show, check out some art, maybe spec out a yacht, and then go for a virtual meal.
Yeah.
All in one session.
That seems to be the goal, yeah. Capturing that whole mall experience. And they even have a virtual entertainment activities zone.
Entertainment, like what?
Using VR and AR for things like interactive games, simulations, maybe virtual live performances, exploring 3D worlds, interacting with digital characters, competitions, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, so they're really trying to replicate the entire mall ecosystem, not just the shopping part. That leads to the core concept, right? The virtual store itself. How is that different from just, Amazon or any other e-commerce site?
That's the key distinction they push. It's not meant to be a 2D catalog. They talk about a dynamic 3D environment designed to spark curiosity, real engagement.
More immersive.
Exactly. A personalized experience guiding you with 3D visuals, maybe interactive avatars, and the purchasing process itself is meant to feel more real. They even suggest inviting friends into your virtual session to get opinions.
Adding that social element that online shopping usually lacks.
Precisely. So you're not just scrolling, you're sort of navigating a space. It feels less like looking at pictures, more like being somewhere.
Okay, I get it. And that really highlights the difference from traditional e-commerce, which is mostly, 2D images, text descriptions, add to cart.
Right. The virtual store wants to use 3D, maybe even VR, to let you walk around, see products from all angles, interact, like those virtual try-ons using AR they mention.
Virtual try-ons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for clothes or maybe cosmetics. That could actually be really useful. A step beyond just guessing sizes.
Definitely a potential game changer there.
Now, flipping it around, think about the businesses. What's the pitch for them? Why rent a virtual store here instead of, or maybe alongside, a physical one?
The website lays out several advantages. First, and maybe most obvious, is global reach. You're not limited by geography.
Makes sense.
Second, that interactive experience we talked about, using 3D and VR. The idea is that engages customers more deeply.
More engagement, maybe more sales.
Potentially. They also point to lower operational costs compared to a physical store, no rent, utilities, staffing in the same way.
Right. The overheads would be different.
And customization. They say it's easy to design the virtual store to match your brand identity. Plus, integrating tech like AR, and potentially even fashion NFTs.
Fashion NFTs. Okay, that's a whole other rabbit hole we could go down. But sticking to the benefits for now.
Well, there's data. They highlight analyzing visitor behavior within the virtual space, tracking what people look at, how they move around.
So deeper customer insights than standard web analytics.
That seems to be the claim, which can then feed into better marketing and sales tactics. They also offer targeted advertising within the Meta Mall platform.
Reaching people already interested in that virtual environment.
Exactly. And finally, just a smooth, easy purchase process right there in the virtual store.
Okay, those are some pretty compelling points for brands, especially those wanting to seem innovative. What about the cost? What are the rental options like?
They have a tiered system. There's a basic store, standard design, good for maybe emerging brands. Features 3D display, product info, e-payments. That starts around 500 AED a year.
500 AED. That's what, about 130, 140 US dollars annually? That's surprisingly accessible.
It seems so, yeah. Then there's a custom store. This one lets you personalize the design, decor, interactive displays, includes AR support. Starts around 1,000 AED annually, but depends on how much customization you want.
Okay, double the price, but more features.
And then the top tier is the advanced VIP store. This promises a fully immersive VR experience, potential for NFTs, exclusive digital items, premium marketing in the mall, and advanced customer analytics. Starting price is about 1,500 AED annually, plus optional extras.
So roughly $400 a year for the top tier base price. Still seems quite reasonable compared to physical retail cost.
Definitely a different scale of investment.
Let's circle back to that fashion district again.
Yes.
What specifically makes it unique in their view?
They highlight a few things. The luxurious virtual store designs, aiming to mimic real high-end boutiques with really detailed 3D visuals.
Right, the visual fidelity.
Also, digital fashion shows using VR. Imagine experiencing a runway show immersively.
That can be cool.
The AR virtual try-on feature we mentioned is key for fashion, and the potential for those fashion NFTs again.
NFTs keep popping up.
They do. Plus, targeted marketing to fashion lovers within the mall, and maybe even direct interaction with designers like exclusive virtual Q&As or limited digital drops.
Direct access to designers virtually. That changes the dynamic quite a bit.
It could, yeah, creating a different kind of connection. And they are definitely pushing this to fashion brands.
So?
There's basically a direct call to action on their site, an invitation for fashion brands to set up shop in the fashion district, emphasizing the global reach, the sales potential, the realistic interaction, NFTs, targeted ads, customer data, all the benefits we discussed.
So the message is clear. Fashion brands, get in here. This is the future.
Pretty much, yeah. It's positioned as a forward-thinking move.
Okay, so for anyone listening, maybe a brand owner or just someone curious, the practical stuff, where is this Dubai Meta Mall? Is it based on a real mall in Dubai? And when is it open?
Good question. Since it's primarily virtual and global, the location is digital, online.
Right.
However, they do list an administrative office address in Dubai Al Quoz 1. That office has standard Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. hours.
So there's physical anchor and admin base.
Yes, but crucially for users, they state customer service is available 24/7.
So the virtual mall itself is always open, accessible anytime from anywhere.
That seems to be the model. It's a global digital space.
Okay, and just to be crystal clear, what type of mall is it officially?
They define it very clearly as a global virtual shopping mall. The whole emphasis is on it being digital, immersive, and distinct from both physical malls and standard websites.
Yeah.
It's presented as something genuinely new.
Got it. So as we sort of bring this together, what are the main takeaways from this deep dive into the Dubai Meta Mall concept?
I think the big picture is that it represents a potential shift, maybe a significant one, in online retail, moving beyond flat websites, towards creating these much more immersive, interactive shopping worlds. It bundles features for shoppers and brands, especially in areas like fashion, art, even yachts, using tech like VR and AR to blur that line between physical and digital shopping.
And for someone listening, why is this important? What's the relevance for you?
Well, if you're interested in where e-commerce is heading or new marketing trends or just how our online lives are changing, this is a really potent case study.
A glimpse of the future, maybe?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
It hints at a future where digital interactions mimic and maybe even add to real-world experiences. That potential for global reach plus deep engagement. It opens up new avenues for businesses and, new ways for us as consumers to experience brands.
Definitely food for thought.
Yeah.
Which leads us to a final point for you, the listener, to consider.
Mm-hmm.
As these virtual spaces, like the Meta Mall, get more sophisticated, more accessible,
Mm-hmm.
how does that change our basic idea of place? Or even what shopping means?
Right.
Could virtual malls become, the norm? And what would that mean for high streets, for physical shops, and even just how we interact socially around buying things?
It's a huge question. Does it complement physical retail or replace parts of it? How does it change brand loyalty or discovery?
Yeah.
Exactly. This look at the Dubai Meta Mall certainly gives us a peek into one possible future of how we connect with brands and spend our money. Definitely something to keep an eye on.
For sure.